What is going on, people? Tebbz Weekly, episode number 18. Today is Monday, and I'm not in the garage, I'm not at work. I'm at home, 11 PM, and I've just got the Lorgelli Day 2. I've got it up so people can give it a watch through, i.e. Mum, Dad, Jack, Chelsea, so they can all give it a watch through and make sure to check for any mistakes or anything that doesn't make sense or anything that I'm missing. For the next couple of weeks, it's going to be a bit weird because Dad won't be out in the garage Monday, Tuesday when I'm normally editing. He won't be there to take that. So I'm hoping to get into the garage Wednesday to crack on with Adam. See you tomorrow. What day is it?
Well, I talk to think.
What day is it? Wednesday.
Wednesday. Oh.
20 past 5. We just finished the shift. And I said I was going to go to Dad's today. I'm not going to. I'm absolutely cream crackered. 28 degrees it says, but it feels like it's a lot more than that. Are you going to do your car tonight?
Gonna have to. Running out of time, boy.
He's racing, I'm not, so that's alright. I'm going home, I'm showering, mate. I'm still doing shit at home, but I'm not going to Dad's. See you tomorrow. It's Thursday, and before anyone says anything, I've heard a load of people say about the hair. It's getting chopped, and the beard, it's getting trimmed. Anyway, on to serious stuff. I have collected the gearboxes back off of Jack from last week. He cleaned them for me, and I've given this one a lick of paint, the one I'm putting in. So my job today, I'm going to attempt to pull it in. It didn't come out too easy. If you watched last week's episode, click here to watch that episode. But also, it's 25 past 7. So I wanted to get the video out today for 7, and I've come to Dad's to upload it because I made a few changes to it, and the Wi-Fi is terrible. Oh, it's just all fighting me. But it's not, but it is. So it's taking ages to upload. So I'll keep coming in and out the house, into the garage, into the house, and just to see if it's done, and it's still not done, so I'm just wasting time here. But anyway, hope that'll get out. Hopefully that'll be uploaded soon, and I'll crack on with this. Right, because I ain't used this gearbox before, I'm just going to make sure all the holes are alright before I whack it in there and then have to try and clean them up. And if you hear a load of birds going mad, it's because my mum feeds half of the bird population in the UK, I think, in her garden. So that'll be what it is. So out of all 3 holes in the gearbox there, only one of them played up. So I'm just running a tap through it now to see if I can get it any better. Because there's nothing worse when you go to put an engine in or gearbox and you haven't cleaned them, pull it in, and then you can't get the bloody bolts in. Might just be, I reckon it could be that bolt. Clean it up, the thread file. Alright, I'm happy with them 3 now. Come on. No way. No. Alright, that bolt has actually got to come back out to get the top mount on, but for the minute, that's staying in there. Oh, that wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be, to be fair. Not so. Wow, would you look at that? They don't quite line up yet, but I'll put the jack underneath. I'll get all these bolts and I'll put the jack underneath here and then lift that up. Is the jack tall enough? Probably not. Am I going to have to get some sole board? Probably. Ah! Nightmare. Oh, look at that. They look like they've lined up nicely there. So it turns out they didn't quite line up, and I spent about 10 minutes undoing engine mounts and trying to move the engine just that tiniest little bit that it needed, and I couldn't do it. So in the end, I ended up taking out the 2 bolts that I could get in, putting in the one I couldn't get in first, and then using a screwdriver just to move it that tiniest bit, and then I could finally get the other 2 in and get it all done up. Just before I get too far gone, with that mount, I want to make sure I can get this mount on. Right, it's been a while since I've done this, and I'm just thinking now, this mount that we got that goes over it, I don't know. I think we have to loosen the bolts to get that on. And I've just done them all up. We'll give it a go. And this wasn't very convincing. This ain't going to be very convincing, because I think when I took it out, that one of them bolts in that hole wasn't in. It was missing. So I don't know if that's Grenable in Scotland, or I'm not too sure. Yeah, this was a pain in the arse to get out. So my guess is it's going to be a pain in the arse to get in. And my guess was 100% correct. It was an absolute nightmare to get back in, but I think even with the setback of trying to get this mount off and on, and with the setback of lining the bolt holes back up on the front of the gearbox mount, I think I still saved a lot of time by not taking the engine out, splitting the gearbox and engine, putting the new gearbox back on, and then lowering the engine back in and plumbing it all back up. Cheers, Rat. Just going to back that off a little bit. A freely spinning diff. Right, this cluster, I can't remember what track it was, but we couldn't get it in the box at the time, so I don't know if it was just an unlucky chance of putting it in, but yeah, so we've got to work out what's wrong with it. It might be alright, it was just panicking, rushing around. I think it was actually Northampton when we changed the gearing. Right, you know you get lucky when these just slide off. No! I've never had one I've never had one get... I've never had one... I've never had opinion this hard to get on. That is me done for tonight, times 20 to 11. You can tell Dad's not here, because I'm out here at 20 to 11. He wouldn't normally let me do it. But, well, to be fair, I'm not actually cutting, grinding or welding, so not really making much noise out here. I got the gearbox in. It went back in. The top mount was probably the biggest struggle, but when I was getting it out, I knew that was going to be a struggle to get it back in. And lining all the bolts up back, all the holes back up for the bolts on the front mount there. But we've done it, got a gearbox in, got a cluster in, got a diff in. So next will just be selector and all the other bits anyway. I don't know if I'm going to be here tomorrow, depending on, I've got some bits to sort out for the wedding on Saturday. So depending on if I get done in time, I might come in here. Obviously, Speedworth was meant to be racing at Eastbourne this weekend, but it got cancelled due to low numbers, not just in the 1300s, but across all the formulas. So it's done us a favour because we're battling for the points, and obviously I couldn't do that meeting, so now that has saved us from losing a meeting's worth of points on anyone else that was going to go and do Eastbourne. So it's a blessing, but everyone now has jumped over to go do Trackstar, Kings Lynn, which is where our world final is this year. So a load of Speedworth drivers are going to get an extra meeting practice there. And there's 50 cars booked in, and Jack's going as well. So I'm quite jealous, to be fair. That is going to be one hell of a meeting. But yeah, anyway, I might see you tomorrow, I might not.
Which car to take to Lynn? Oh, it's going to have to be that one, isn't it? Woo! Let's go, baby! Getting scrutineered. Tebbz will come out in a minute. Get out that gate in a minute. Money Charles.
I don't know about that, mate.
Oh. If they come out that gate in a minute, I'm sure he'll be out that gate.
No, Jack.
Here he is. How you feeling after Scotland?
Alright, mate. Son's just got over it.
Better?
Yeah, loads better.
Any more interviews to do?
Tonight.
Huh?
Ready to go again tonight.
Yeah, we'll get you on there.
What time do you want your interview?
Tebbz.
Hello.
What else? Is that it?
Let's go jump.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, boy.
So that's some clips from Jack at Lynn. Cheers for sending them over, Jack, to add in there. He said he had some poor results, but he had some fun out on track, which is the main thing. And a big thank you to the Taylors for helping him out. Obviously, Jack's Jenny, we keep in our van. So if he goes racing without us, then he hasn't got Jenny to run the welder or anything. So Taylor's done him a massive favour there and looked after him. Thank you very much. What's going on, my hair? Alright, it's Sunday. I'm not hanging, but I feel a bit foggy. I think a lot of you know what that means. You just feel a bit foggy. Out last night, me and Chelsea had a CJ Lights booking for our good mate Alan and Lauren, celebrating their wedding. Congratulations to the newly wedded couple. I think that's what you say. So yeah, but we've got a Father's Day dinner for the father-in-law at 5 o'clock tonight, which is round Dad's way. So I've popped in the garage and I'm going to put a couple of hours shift in here, a Can't even remember where I was up to be fair. I think I'm going to put the diff pan on, maybe. Not too sure yet. I'll have a look. Yeah. A couple hours to finish the week off. And I've forgotten my boots. And Dad's boots don't fit me, they're too small. So, Crocs it is today. So I've just changed the track rod end here. I'd used one off of another steering rack I had, and it was an absolute nightmare to get off, but I got it off in the end. Here's the old one. It was worn out and the rubber had split, so I got rid of that. And then I cleaned up all of the parts that were just caked in grease from the drive shafts that had ripped as well. Cleaned them all up, and then I give them a paint coat of silver. I'm not really sure why I'd done that. I think I'd run out of steam in the garage, to be fair. I didn't do very long out there. And then I gave up. I don't think my head was in it. It's a bit too foggy, shall I say. And that is how my Sunday went. I did not do anything else in the garage apart from what I just showed you. And I'm ashamed really, but I had no motivation. Some days is like that, especially when you feel a bit foggy. You got no hope. So that is how the week ended. Not in the best way. But at least I ate some good food on Sunday evening for Father's Day for my dad-in-law or father-in-law. So here's a couple of clips as well of what Dad's been up to on his holiday that he sent me the other day. So that's Harvia, home for 2 weeks. Now we're in Mallorca, we're just gonna go for a ride on the bikes. Fair play to him and my mum. They look like they're both enjoying it. This week is a short week in terms of doing anything to the cars. As I said when I've done the Tebbz Week, said about doing Tebbz Weekly, some weeks will end up being 10 minutes, some weeks will end up being an hour. Just depends how much we do. But that is the end of the episode. If you do enjoy these, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.